Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Arie here, and today we are going to be discussing a $500 million deal by Lululemon. They just acquired a new brand that you guys may have know of, maybe not. They're called Mirror, and it's this really cool company that just created what they call the nearly invisible home gym. Now we're going to be dissecting this particular brand in all of its aspects: ads, website design, even value proposition. And I'm also going to be comparing it to a couple other brands that I found that, even though they're not directly in this niche, they're in related niches that I think could be beneficial to look at, just to maybe compare and contrast. There's not a real structure here that I have planned for this video, but I know that it's going to be extremely valuable for a lot of you guys. So stay tuned until the end and we'll learn a ton of things here together. And of course, before we begin, if you too want to get your brand acquired for $500 million someday, make sure you slap a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. It might increase your chances of getting there. Might as well give it a try. So first things first, let me move this microphone a little bit so that I can actually see my screen. So first things first, of course, we're going to take a look at their site. So Mirror, as I stated earlier, this is their product. They sell this big ass mirror, and I guess this mirror, it's basically a glorified TV or Peloton. Peloton is another huge brand. I'm not sure if they've been acquired or anything, but they have a really high ticket product, and it's basically this bicycle, workout bike that has a screen on it so that you can actually watch TV, and it has like workout programs and just a bunch of stuff that makes it really cool. And yeah, this brand, actually, I'm not even sure how well they're doing, but let's take a look. Okay, so 3.5 million monthly visitors. That's a lot, but I know that they also have a lot of press. Like, they've been on the news and they've been talked about by just so many different people. So I'm sure they are definitely running ads, but they do have a bunch of different media buying methods, I guess, that they're utilizing to get this sort of traffic to the store. And Mirror.co, on the other hand, is relatively new, and as you can see, they are not getting nearly the same amount of traffic. In fact, in April, they reached the lowest point of the year so far, which was 304,000 visitors on that month, which is, of course, is a lot of visitors, especially considering that their product is very high ticket. Just like the Peloton bike, they have a really high ticket product, so it's likely that their ratio of visitors to revenue is pretty high, meaning they probably make at least 3 or 4 times their monthly visitors in revenue. So definitely over $1 million a month. But yes, as I stated in the beginning, this brand got officially bought by Lululemon, which is an apparel company and basically community at this point of just workout apparel. So they're kind of like the yoga version of Gymshark, I would say, but they've actually been around for a lot longer. And they have a ton of flagship stores everywhere in the country and maybe even internationally. I'm not exactly sure, but as you can see, they are getting about 10 million monthly visitors. And the fact that they just bought this brand is pretty cool, I think. Let me know in the comments if you think that's a good deal for how much traffic this Mirror brand is getting. $500 million, I mean, that's $500 million. That's an insane amount of money to me. But at the same time, maybe it wasn't the best deal for them. I definitely want to see what you guys think in the comments. But the first thing, of course, that I want to say about this brand is that they have a pretty awesome landing page here. And they have a risk-free, like 30-day free trial thing, which I think is pretty cool, especially when you're considering a high-ticket offer. When it comes to high ticket offers, one of the easiest ways to sort of convert the customer is to make sure that you're stating in your landing page that you can get a refund in 30 days or that there's no risk involved, because of course this person is going to spend a lot of money to get this product. Probably what they're most afraid of is just getting completely scammed or ripped off and not being able to get their money back. So this is something that, if you're selling any sort of high ticket product, could be helpful to add in your landing pages. And as you can see, they make it really, really clear right away. So let's click shop now. And their mirror, yeah, it's $14.95. That's actually cheaper than I thought. I've never looked at this brand before. And wow, they're doing an Independence Day sale where you can save $467 on this, which is pretty insane. Really explain all that much here on the product page, so I'm guessing that they're driving most of their traffic first to their home page. But as you can see, yeah, it's over $1,000, so it's more than like a TV or an Xbox. Even the PS5 is cheaper than this mirror. And like I said, to me, it's kind of a glorified TV. I mean, you could just pull up a YouTube video of workouts on your TV, but hey, I'm not here to judge. I mean, this is definitely working. They're completely killing it. They just got bought out for $500 million. But when you click try it, this is kind of what I'm most curious about. Okay, so they have a couple flagship stores in Palo Alto and Century City. Oh, and I guess so an NYC flagship as well. So they're basically saying go to these flagships to try it out. And then of course they sell their classic accessories, so fitness bands for $49.95. That's actually insane. That's so expensive for fitness bands. I'm sure some of you guys have seen fitness bands just popping off lately, especially during the pandemic. This has been a huge hot product since a lot of people are starting to work out at home, but I've never seen some price at $49.95. I've always seen them priced on Amazon for like $10 or $15, maybe $20 at most. And what they've done here that's pretty clean is that they've made like starting kits. Now, also what I want to mention is I made a product psychology video, or not product psychology, it was sales psychology video sort of a couple months back, and I mentioned how once you get somebody to buy stuff, like it's so much easier to get them to buy more stuff, especially if they're going to be spending over $1,000 on a mirror. You can easily sell them on $100 worth of fitness bands and heart rate monitors, I guess, which I'm sure costs them way less than $100. So this is something I'm sure they're very profitable on, these sort of upsell offers. Now, what is really cool about this is that they have live on-demand classes. I'm not sure if this is actually included with your mirror or if it's something that you have to purchase additional. Now, if you did have to additionally purchase courses and, programs, this is probably what would make this business the most appealing for a brand like Lululemon, because that would mean that this is a brand that not only sells a physical product with a lot of upsell potential, but they also sell digital products. And this is actually a really awesome structure to have, is to, if somebody bought your mirror and you sell them courses continuously through this mirror, that's a really, really solid business plan right there. Now, I'm curious to know how old this brand is. So the company was founded in 2016, so they've been around for 4 years, and they just recently sold for $500 million. That's over $100 million a year if you think about it in terms of ROI. Now, also to compare, I wanted to look up Peloton's valuation, and they're at 1.25 billion, so they're definitely killing it. A little bit harder than Mirror, but Mirror is sort of the same concept and $1,000 cheaper. So I could definitely see how this would be a pretty juicy company to want to buy for someone like Lululemon that's trying to get into this sort of sector of fitness. Now let's take a look at some of Mirror's ads, because I'm sure a lot of their success can be attributed to the success of their ads. Of course, their product is the most important thing, but if you can't get the idea of your product across, then chances are your idea is not going to work out very well. So, a good ad is the best way to get your idea across. And let's see, okay, so we have a bunch of ads here with a ton of shares and a ton of comments, and let's take a look at what they actually look like. Oh.
Watch that heart rate climb.
Okay, so
Get in that zone.
it's just basically the product in action.
This is a competitive cardio workout.
Competitive classes.
Yourself right now to be the best.
Oh, interesting.
Remember that.
So very short 15-second ads. I think that's basically what works the best nowadays. This is your new gym. So they have pretty awesome ads. I mean, these are super clean and simple, and I think these are my favorite type of ads. I don't like ads that are super long, because nobody has the attention span for those sort of ads. The ads that perform the best nowadays are, of course, these ones that are short and simple and get the point across extremely quickly. And as you can see, they also have a bunch of just image ads, which they most likely use for retargeting. I'm sure these are all retargeting ads, to be honest with you. Maybe not all of them, but I'm sure a lot of them are. And as you can see, so let's take a look if there's any difference here in their ad. Okay, so one thing that I want to note of this is that their ads are pretty similar, so they don't change a lot of the ad, but what they've done here is they've changed the ad copy, and it just goes to show how important it is to test these sort of variables, even if the variables are, super simple like ad copy. I mean, this one just says, we're so confident you love the mirror, we're now offering 30-day risk-free trial. And then this one has a ton more comments, and it just says, it's not just a mirror, it's a cardio workout. Dance studio, strength workout, boxing ring, yoga studio, try mirror today. So this one, as you can see, has performed better for them. And I can attest to the power of testing different variables when it comes to your creatives. So, because I've seen it work in my own businesses as well. So I strongly urge you to get in the habit of testing more creatives than you test products. Especially nowadays with competition ramping up on basically every niche, it really is important that you try to get the best ads possible out there. Now, shameless plug, I do teach a lot about this sort of stuff in my course, and I'm pretty sure I can safely say that it's probably the lowest investment in the e-commerce course market. So make sure to at least check it out and see what it's all about, because there's a ton of value in there, and all the members have been extremely happy with it so far. So you might as well give it a shot. It'll be linked in the description. But I also did make a recent video, not even a month ago, basically highlighting my whole Facebook ads strategy that I've used to launch tons of different products in many different niches successfully and for the cheapest cost possible. And I'll also link that video in the description. That one's free, of course, like most of my videos, and I think you'll definitely get a ton of value out of it. So make sure that you go watch that after this video is done, so that you understand how you can actually test creatives and test product as well. As you can see, all of their ads are the same. The only differences are the ad copies. So that's actually pretty interesting. I don't test ad copies as much as I test ads, but that's actually something that maybe I should change, because they're doing the complete opposite and they're extremely successful. So it's definitely something that I should at least try to replicate. Now, I wanted to also show you a different brand that just kind of has nothing to do with these other brands, but it reminds me a lot of Lululemon. It's called Alo Yoga. And yeah, like I said, it's basically exactly like Lululemon, but unbranded, which is pretty cool. This is sort of the similar approach that I'm taking with my fashion brand. It's like unbranded accessories, and I think it works real well. And as you can see, I mean, they're completely crushing it. So 1.24 million monthly visitors. I guess the yoga and like fitness niche is just continuing to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's largely due, I'm sure, to the fact that people are starting to be more conscious of their health. More studies are coming out every year of the harmful effects of not living an active lifestyle. So activewear and the fitness niche in general is just going to continue to keep getting bigger and bigger. So it's definitely something to look into if you are passionate about these sort of niches, or even if you're not super passionate about it but you have a good idea on like a sort of angle that you could have. Because while this store is killing it super hard, I also found this other store called Fab, which looks to me like a dropshipping store. I mean, they're using the turbo theme, which is my favorite theme and the one I use personally, but it doesn't look that branded. And unfortunately, I can't see how much traffic this store is getting, but I did find it in the first page of myip.ms, which is a site that just shows you the top Shopify websites ranked. Now, this isn't entirely accurate always, so it's not the best resource to find all the top Shopify stores. You really just have to browse around a lot, and that's why these videos do take a lot of work. So make sure you drop a like on this. That's all I ask, even though I do learn a lot from these videos myself, so it's not like I'm sacrificing a whole lot here. But yeah, pretty interesting. I actually want to take a look at Alo's ads. Oh, and by the way, this tool I'm using, it's called Ad Spy. It is very expensive, but I will leave a free trial in the description if you are interested in checking it out. I don't think it's a tool you necessarily need. All you really need is to come back to these videos so that you can see me review other stores. But yeah, I've been using this tool for a long time. It's super clutch when it comes to spying on ads. It's just like an ad intelligence tool, basically, kind of like how SimilarWeb is a site intelligence tool. I wish this one was free, but you can just sign up for the free trial and get some use out of it if you can't afford it. Either way. So let's see. Let's filter these by shares to see if we can actually find some really awesome ads. Okay, so as you can see, this one has 1,200 ads. And they just say free worldwide shipping. Okay, so it's just basically, this is such a simple ad. I mean, it's very clean, it's very clean and minimal, and I guess maybe that's why it works so well. I definitely think that these are the sorts of ad copies that just really resonate with people nowadays, especially if you're trying to build like a high perceived value brand. A lot of people, tend to get these use a ton of emojis and to me, it completely ruins like a high perceived value brand. Unless you're not really trying to go for a high perceived value brand and maybe you're, running like a toy shop or something. I don't know. I think most brands nowadays though want to be perceived as like a luxury brand, or at least like premium products, like better quality products. And a good way to get the idea of quality products out there is by cleaning up your ad copy, cleaning up your videos, and making sure that they don't look super spammy. Now, of course, there are tons of videos that are spammy as hell and that have like super spammy ad copies that work really well. So I'm not saying that that never works or anything, but it's not the approach that I think is gonna work more often than not, right? I think this sort of approach is like the more blue ocean approach, especially for someone starting a dropshipping store, for example. But yeah, as you can see, they don't seem to be running any insane ads. It's just basically user generated content from what I can see, and just some cliche yoga pictures. So it's a really interesting niche, and this is why I wanted to sort of cover it briefly today, because there's some really, really successful brands within it. And of course, Mirror, you know, if any of the Mirror team members are watching this, congratulations. You know, being sold for $500 million in 4 years is actually pretty ridiculous. And it's really exciting to see brands get sold that quickly. I mean, 4 years sounds like a lot. I mean, that's longer than I've been making videos on YouTube, but it actually goes by pretty fast, especially when you're working on something that you're passionate about. And I'm sure the founders of Mirror were extremely passionate about this niche. Otherwise, they would not have thought of this particular idea. And I think there's a lot to learn here, especially when it comes to their sort of upsell funnel. And of course, when it comes to digital products, I mean, if you have a fitness brand, there's so many potential digital products that you could sell on your store. And digital products are amazing because they can be scaled without any sort of operating cost. So those are all things to keep in mind. Hopefully I got your brain juice just flowing with inspiration right now. That's always the purpose of these videos. And also just to learn together through these brands. I mean, I'm definitely trying to sell a brand for millions and millions of dollars one day. So it's cool to get inspiration from these brands and how they got to this point to be able to get sold for those amounts of money. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this chill video. I definitely enjoyed making it. Make sure before you go that you drop a like on this one and leave me a comment with your opinion on this brand. Our community is so tight-knit, and I love going through the comments every single day and answering you guys. I genuinely enjoy it so much. And with all that being said, I'll see you in my next video. Peace.